Any questions so far? Yes. Any better or best? Real time example. Okay, that's better. Let's see. I mean, it depends upon the developer. It's not like I can use a if else condition, but if else is more what you call heavy. If we let me if else, because there was never a case where I had to validate some 100 or at least 20 conditions. So if you have to validate like some 20 conditions, yeah, I'll say let me just do it. Okay, we'll see one more example on switch case. Give me a second, I'll adjust my microphone. So Arun, you can hear me, right? So now here I'll write the example. Now what we do is, okay, let's say there is a case we are evaluating grades of students. Okay, we know the pass mark. Okay, we know that the pass mark according to Indian standards I'm talking about, okay, is 35%. I say he passed the examination. If it's greater than 35, he passed, or let's say less than 35, he failed the examination. Okay, he failed the examination. Now, if it is less than 50 and greater than 35, okay, then he has done second class. Let me say second class is something the marks are greater than 35 and less than 50. Okay, then in other case it is, I say, third class. Okay, this is greater than 50 and 65. Okay, so just in generalization, then I say first class if it is greater than 65 and less than 75. Oops. Okay, anything which falls between 65 and 75, I call him as a first class student. Anything which falls between 50 and 65, I call him as third class student. I'm sorry, this is reverse. This guy is second class student. In American context, it is A minus. In general, there won't be any A minus, I guess. It's called B plus and B. Then there is a C plus and C, and there is a D and F. Right, in American context. So like such. So this is third class, and there is one more class. This is called, I call it as distinction. In here they call it as distinction. Whatever which is greater than 75 is distinction. Now, how many conditions here? There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 conditions. Okay, there are 5 conditions. So how do I do? So I'll take this just a percentage. Okay, so let me just go ahead and say write the code first. Doc type HTML. So this is not a real world example. This is again a practice example. So the real world example comes in maybe when required. Let's say maybe in complex algorithms. Okay, we take a value and we have to evaluate this value across some 1 lakh values. Let's say Facebook. Let's take Google indexing algorithm. Okay, Google indexing algorithm has values right from 1. Okay, So it has to feature the pages from 1 to 10. I'm just giving an example. It doesn't mean that Google is using the same thing. I'm just giving an example. Let's say search engine, not Google. Okay. So search engine, it has each page can have a value from 1 to 1 billion. So 1 to 1 billion is the number of hits. So a new website may have only one hit. A very popular website like Facebook may have more than 1 billion hits until now. So Facebook has to determine, this search engine has to determine the ranks. How should I rank them? So this search engine guys will write a complex algorithm such that, let's say they are using switch case. So what they do, by the side of every website, they put the number of hits. So based on the number of hits, they say if it is 1 to 100 hits, let's say, feature it in the last page. Whatever, take 10 results, feature it in the last page. If it is between 100 to 1000, feature it in the last button page. So if it is more than 1 billion, okay, feature it in the first page. So like such, like switch case. Okay, this load this particular page. If not, load this particular page. Or in a very I'll give instead of this particular examples, I'll give one example, and we'll eventually develop this example. Okay, this is quite interesting code. Now let's say we'll say there is a URL. Okay, so based on the URL, I have to nap. Oh, I can't even give this example. Maybe let's see. In a real world, maybe page title. No, it can be dynamic. So something. Okay, I lost it actually. Oops. Okay. So let's go ahead and do in this example. I don't know. I just lost everything. Fine. So that was the question. Okay, let's do only that example. So just a more practical exercise. This I call this. This is now again real world. Let's see if we get in a situation where we had to use switch case, we'll use switch case instead of if else. So until then, yeah, whatever I have told that example of a search engine just now. Yeah, think that switch case is used when there are lots of conditions to be evaluated, because switch case is a very simple statement. Even the complexity is not that much with the switch case statement. Okay, so let's see here. Tutoslive, JavaScript, switch case example.